Hi, everybody. Welcome to kdmoonchild's world. And welcome to Midweek Minis. Good to see you. Wait for people to come join me. The notifications go out. Hi, everybody. Oh, okay. Whoa. That was weird. It's okay. That might happen off and on the next couple days. First of all, I have a new Wi-Fi. I upgraded the equipment on my Wi-Fi. We'll see if that's good or bad. That happened this morning. And tomorrow, right about the time the live stream starts with Lightworkers Roundtable with Danny Shea, Beth Rotero, we have a hurricane that's, depending on which direction it goes, if it goes up the Pacific side of Baja, we'll just get some rain. If it goes up the Gulf of California side of Baja, we'll get dumped on. So, and that is supposed to start coming in tomorrow evening. So we'll see what happens. Usually when we get where it comes up through Baja, California, when it comes up through the Gulf of California, we get at least 3 inches of rain in like an hour. It just goes, washes. So we've had about 2 weeks of hot, dry weather. It's supposed to be 103 today. So it's appropriate that the rain come back. The monsoon pretty much is over. This kind of can happen this time of year when the hurricane season starts. Sometimes we get the tail end of it. We just get the heavy rain, wind and rain. We don't get, of course we don't get tidal surge. Anyway, I'm an audience of one. Where is everybody? Hello? Wow. Okay, YouTube, did you mess up all my saying that? Yeah. Did you mess up all my subs, YouTube? No. Hi, everybody. Well, for those who are watching on replay, I do need to continue. Hi. Today I thought, first of all, let's do some cards. That's what I'm here for. If you'd like a card, let me know. If you ask a question, please put your questions in all caps, and I will be happy to pull some cards for you. Yeah, I took some time off, some much, much needed time off, let me tell you. Very much needed time off. Did a lot of sleeping, a lot of resting, a lot of taking time for me. I know that sounded selfish, but I needed it. I needed to figure out some priorities, and I was getting where hearing spirit was getting more and more difficult, where my life was concerned. For this, yeah, it's just getting louder and louder and louder. But for me personally, because I guess because I'm so focused on this, on YouTube, and helping everybody out there, or doing what I can for people out there, I didn't realize that it was how taxing it was becoming on me. And I have to watch that because before I know it, I'm in the hospital needing intravenous pain medication because of fibromyalgia. And I will not let myself get that fatigued. So I had to just say, you know what? Let's take a break. Labor Day was a good time to do it. And yeah, worked really well. Got a bunch of new things starting. Um, wow. I'm wondering if people can see that I am live because I'm not, there's no one here. Hello. It shows I'm live. On YouTube, it shows I'm live. So, anyway, I guess notifications didn't go out. Sometimes that happens, you know. I tell you, it's okay. I can pull cards and we can just let Spirit tell us what we should know today. Till people start showing up, I'm just going to pull cards. I'm going to start with the Mystical Shaman deck. I always start with it on Saturday, so let's start with it on Wednesday. What would you like us to know that we need to be prepared for this week? Spirit, guides, angels, please tell us what we need to be prepared for this week. Card sticking out. Ah, hi, Alana. Welcome, darling. Good to see you. You know what? We need to talk. I want you up here with me one of these days. I would like you to join me on the Lightworkers Roundtable. We'll email, girl. You want a general card for this week? Awesome. You feeling frazzled? I gotcha. You know, I just pulled a card for all of us. It's the serpent. This particular serpent just kind of looks like, well, no, is there a tail in there? Yeah, I was going to say that's a two-headed serpent, but it's not. You know, we do have a full moon coming up again. So, wow, this is also a completion card. I'm looking at that, how the moons are all lined up. I mean, the circles, I look at those as planets and moons. And, oh, wonderful. I would just absolutely love that. I look at these as planets and moons. And we are there's some interesting things going on right now. Besides the full moon and Mercury retrograde on the 9th. Yeah. So we got Spirit's telling us, yeah, you can be the serpent, wind your way through all of that, because we can maneuver through that. Mercury in retrograde has never been a big one for me, although I do have a Gemini rising. Mercury is Gemini's ruling planet, but it doesn't seem to, I don't worry about it. I welcome the opportunity to reevaluate some things, you know? Oh, you're a Virgo too. Yeah. Go kick you in the butt. I'm an Aquarius. So, hey, here we are, us air girls. Oh, yeah. Never bothers me to be an air sign. I don't know about you. But you're not an air sign. You're Virgo. I'm thinking Libra. Don't mind me. But yeah, they're don't worry about all the retrogrades and the planets and stuff. Yeah, they're gonna have a pull and a tug, and you're gonna be wondering why you're responding to people like you are, why you're acting like you are. Because I tell you what, it's gonna bring out things in us we thought we had buried. But that's part of retrogrades. Retrogrades, period. Ah. Oh, I'm reevaluating everything too. Well, I'm getting ready to downsize, change, make major changes in my life. I've just been waiting for, I don't know, what have I been waiting for? We keep telling everybody, stop saying when so and so happens, that's when my life's going to be great. Right now is the only time we're guaranteed. So make it great. So it's great you're here with me. I'm so excited. Okay. General reading card for you for the week. I'm going to use Andrea's lovely oracle cards. I'm really excited. I got notification today that Shining Hawk Healing, I ordered her cards, and they're being shipped today. I'm so excited. They're gorgeous. Yeah, I get so focused on what I'm trying to do for the future that I don't relax and enjoy right now. Growing a YouTube channel, for one thing. I just came from almost 2 weeks off because I found myself being competitive in this and paying more attention to what other people were doing on their channels than what Spirit was telling me to do on this one. Spirit and I have an agreement. The only reason I'm doing this at all, is because Spirit has a message for me to tell people. So I was pretty much told I would be doing this. I was not asked. I was asked and I said no. And then they were like, no, you're not getting what we're saying. You will be doing this. So I said, okay, it's your channel. And that's our agreement. I do nothing new on this channel unless directed by Spirit. I do have something coming up in October that I have a series, a collaboration for the whole month of October. Well, it'll be every Tuesday for the month of October. We don't have all the details worked out yet, but Tarot Living with Manasa and I are going to be working on a series together. And I'm real excited about it. So. But that's not until October. I'm just kind of... I look forward to September because the heat starts to go away here in Arizona. So, except we have a hurricane coming in this week to get it. There's my Manasa lady. Hey, lady. I was just saying, you and I have a project we're starting in October for every Tuesday in October. I didn't tell them what it is yet. Keep them wondering. Keep that suspense, Tune in. Same bat time, same bat channel. Getting close to Halloween. I just did a review for the Halloween tarot deck. So I have bats on the belfry today. Hi, my sweet friend. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll talk to you next week. We got plans. I'm so excited. Yeah. I like suspense too. Okay, Havana. Havana. That's a beautiful name. Yeah, I've missed being in a couple panels with you just by a few minutes. Just by a few minutes. You pop off and I get ready to pop on. Okay. What do we need to do? Yeah, I think as a whole, we're looking forward to, everybody's looking forward to cooler weather. Oh, good. Okay. I'd love that. Hmm. You might need to follow in my footsteps. Distance might be what you need. Go on a small trip. Maybe this weekend, book an Airbnb or something for the weekend and just go and breathe and hang out in a hot tub or something. Do what you like to do. Get away from the clutter and the noise and the blah, blah, blah. The YouTube blah, 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 the do's and the don'ts and the, oh my goodness. And then you get to do live streams, and then you read cards during your live streams, and you get technical difficulties. That's how my morning started. I forgot that Friday I had received the equipment that I needed to upgrade my Wi-Fi to the cable company. I forgot all about it over the weekend. Well, this morning they were like, are you going to hook that up? So here I am, 5 o'clock in the morning, in the dark, hooking up my Wi-Fi, my new Wi-Fi. But it works terrific. It is so much better than the other one was. Things aren't really gelling. Well, maybe don't push. Maybe just let. Does that make sense? Instead of pushing forward, just kind of let forward. This sounds really weird, but let forward come to you. Take a moment and just get a lay of the land. Sometimes a change of scenery, even if you just go for a hike or something this weekend, go somewhere where you get a different perspective on everything, and you can hear spirit clearer when you do that. Yeah, exactly. Better connection. And when you do go out in nature, if you go on a hike or you go have a picnic or whatever, take your shoes off. Take your shoes off and hang out put your feet in the dirt, put your feet in the grass. If you just go to the park, go hang out in the park with your feet in the grass, lay down in the grass. Get connected with Gaia. It's what she's wanting from all of us. When you feel frazzled, that's what I do. When I start to feel frazzled, and I have fibromyalgia, so sometimes this even happy stress will make me kind of frazzled. Besides being an empath, you feel everybody. So then you feel you on top of it. It kind of triggers you. So I will go out in my garden, and when I'm watering, I'll take my shoes off and I'll stick my feet in the flower beds that I just watered that are really muddy, so that I can squish that mud in between my toes. There is something, you're connecting back again to the magnetic. You have fibromyalgia too. You know what? I want to do a show of all of us that have fibromyalgia in this community. It's amazing how many of us there are. There's so many. Yeah. What I do when I'm going through periods of insomnia, I definitely go outside and I hang out with my feet in the soil. The shoes that we wear have, whether that's the foam just under your feet, all that lovely memory foam that we love, all squishy under our feet. Darling, that's made with petroleum. That's synthetic, and it's cutting off the connection to Gaia. So there are people who will absolutely because of earthing, and they will wear nothing but leather-soled shoes, natural sole shoes. Um, because when you live like me in the desert, you know, you don't like going barefoot outside, walking around barefoot. It can be a little painful when you step on a cactus thorn. Some of those things are like the ones that come off of a sorrel cactus or barrel cactus. They'll have a hook on them and they'll be that long. They'll go in your tire and give you a flat tire. You want to step on one of those by accident. So, yeah, it's our shoes. It's the problem. So, if you can take 5 minutes at least 3 times a week to go sit outside, sit in the grass, lay down in the grass, put your feet in the dirt, whatever you do. I just was always a mud pie girl. Always loved making mud pies when I was a little girl. So, I like sticking my feet in the mud and feeling it squishing up in between my toes, and just, I don't know, makes me feel really connected. Almost like I'm feeding her or she's feeding me, Gaia. So yeah. Yeah. The insomnia part. The reason why I'm saying it, for when you have your bouts of insomnia, if you're like me, I'll go through periods where, God, for the life of me, I can go 4 or 5 days on 2 hours sleep. And instead of getting that dreamy, weird state that most people get from lack of sleep, I will be like I'm on adrenaline, cruising. And then when I crash, I crash. you need to hear that right now. And yes, you were just talking about making mud pies as a kid. That's funny. You know, I have it on good authority that I was a great mud pie maker. My daddy said so. I was always making them for him. He loved pie. What can I say? Not quite apple pie. That was his favorite, but actually, apple pie and apricot cobbler was his favorite. He'd rather have apricot cobbler than anything. Oh, and chocolate potato cake, which, if you're not from the South, you don't know that that's kind of like a fruit cake that has, you know, all the stuff you put in fruit cake minus the alcohol. Lots of chocolate instead of alcohol. Oh, and you got candied cherries and it's really good. Really heavy. You don't want to drop that cake on your toe. You put it has like instant coffee in it, so it's kind of a mocha flavor. Oh, it's so good. And you really and truly use mashed potatoes in the recipe. The starch in the mashed potatoes makes a cake that is heavy but fluffy. It's hard to describe. It's really good. Really good. Unlike typical fruit cake. I think it's the spices in typical fruit cake that I don't like, you know, and then they soak it in booze. But maybe everybody I know always soaks it in booze to cover up the taste. But yeah, it's, my family is from Kentucky and Oklahoma, so yep, lots of chocolate and mashed potatoes. Yep, fruitcake. It is really good. You don't. It doesn't have the allspice and that flavor in it at all. It just tastes like a really heavy chocolate cake with candied fruit in it. Hi, Teresa Levine. I'm going to pull another card. Let's do 2. So, as far as you going out and about, my dear Ivana, plan it and do it. There's another one of Andrea's cards. Because this is a time to decide. I don't know about if you guys can. Wow, I just got goosebumps. Have you guys been feeling that we're like in a 9 place? I feel the completions out there. I can feel it. I can see it. And yeah, the whole time I've been off, it's like, okay, I don't want to focus on politics. I don't want to focus on Trump. I don't want to, because I'm taking a break from all of this. But There's no way you can. Not with everything that keeps coming out. And it just looks worse and worse and worse for everybody who opens their mouth and they can't keep their mouth shut. So I'm just going, okay. And then the last two, I do a Saturday show called Saturday Solutions. And it's a Saturday card reading. And the last two have talked about completion and fruition. Yeah. And the earth. The message from Gaia on the completion and fruition is she's about had it. We better wake the hell up because she's about complete with her patience. And she's about ready to let go of a major fart now in the Arctic and the Antarctic. All that methane gas that's been stored up for millions of years is about to be released. We don't get our crap together, that's really bad. Really. Global warming will be a joke. We will be wishing for just this time in global warming. Yeah, I like fruition too. You know why? Fruition always reminds me of fruit. And I love the fruit of summer. So when it gets to be fall and we start to get to have the fall harvest of all the fall fruits and stuff like the pumpkins and squashes and all that stuff, pomegranates and I think fruition in the fall couldn't be more perfect. You know, we man, have we all worked hard. We've all worked hard at not really working really hard. I mean, you know what I mean? Emotionally, we have all worked so hard. And keeping our light shine. That's what the Lightworkers Roundtable is all about. It's just have fun, you know, enjoy yourself. What do you do for when your energy is all vacuumed out from personal readings and that kind of stuff all day? What do you do to get that vibrations back up to be enjoyable to be around your family and, you know, make you want to do something besides go to bed and pull the covers over the top of your head? Yeah. It's really interesting because when you watch, like I'm always really into the fantasy and Game of Thrones, dragons, that kind of stuff. And they always show those great big banquets with all the food and all that. I always notice the fruits and vegetables first. I guess it's the color. I'm an artist, so maybe it's because I've had to paint so many still lifes. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I always notice the fruits, vegetables, and flowers first. Then I notice the dead animals, you know, like the pheasants and the pigs with the apple, the fetal pig with the apple in the mouth. And it's kind of funny. Man, those people knew how to eat, didn't they? I don't think they ate like that. That's a Hollywood script. I know that's a Hollywood script. That's kind of what I should do for a living. It's what I'm trained to do for a living. I just don't want to have anything to do with Hollywood. So anyway, like Red Lentil Healing, she used to work in a writer's room as a script writer. So I respect her for that, I'll tell you. Yeah, this day here is humid, which is that's a sign of what's to come this weekend. I'm wondering, because if that air changed just a little bit and it comes up through La Paz and Cabo San Lucas towards Guadalajara, Tucson's going to get wet. Really wet. But if it goes up and it hits LA And up that way, we'll get some rain, but not as much. Because it'll all dump before it gets to San Bernardino. So, sometimes they get it really heavy there too. I have a master's in creative writing, master's of fine arts in creative writing with a focus in script writing. Well, it's on for entertainment. Script writing, I learned how to write them. Scripts for video games, TV shows, YouTube movies. They're all different. I mean, not YouTube, Netflix movies. They're all very, very different. Network television. They all have different rules. It's really complicated. It's almost like you're a whole nother language. And there are certain rules. If you want to sell your script and you don't know what the rules are, and you have commas out of place or an extra line in your description, they'll throw your script away. They won't even read it. They get thousands and thousands and thousands of scripts a day. You have a bachelor's in creative writing. Poetry? Oh, lady. I'm a novelist, so I've always wanted to learn poetry, and all through school. I've got a master's in creative writing, and I have never taken a poetry class. So I signed up for Udemy a few months ago so that I could take a Reiki class and a tarot class for refresher courses. They were only like $25 for those classes. So when I joined Udemy, they have all kinds of stuff like that too. Poetry. I'm also a painter. So you want to write books? I'm in the middle of writing one with Archangel Michael. I'm sorry, Archangel Gabriel. Can you tell I haven't done this for a couple weeks? Oh, you got an MBA. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. I tried. The accounting classes. I learned I have dyslexia with numbers. My books never balance. Never. And business law, not my thing. Not my environmental law. Now there's another story. So yeah, I should have stuck with the sciences. So I ended up being a psych major and got a degree in general studies. Then I went back to school and got a bachelor's degree in business information systems, computer programmer. I've been working with, see, I should know this stuff inside and out. Ouch. I've been working with computers since 1983. So American Airlines Sabre computer, a reservation computer. I was a travel agent. Yeah, I hated accounting. Oh my God. But no matter what, that's like my checkbook. I don't bother to balance my checkbook. I just make sure that when stuff comes in, I check it every day, and that's how I balance my checkbook, because it never balances. It's a big waste of time. You remember how you reconcile your checkbook? Mine never reconciled. They were always wrong. So, yeah. The homework gave you a headache every weekend. Yeah, it would me too. Udemy is kind of like, was it Skillshare? They have classes in everything. Lots of really interesting stuff. Spiritual stuff, art. Yeah, I actually, when I first saw it, I saw it as artists that were teaching art classes on there when I first saw it. And then I saw this Reiki class for $29, and it takes you clear through Reiki Master. And the woman that teaches the class, she will do the attunements and everything. You just email her, and she personally, through Zoom, will do your attunement. So you do meet the teacher, and it's not like you're paying $25 and it's a pre-recorded class. It's something that, you know, that I eventually plan on doing. While I was off, I started a website. So I started it. I'm trying to figure out what all I want to do. I want to have a blog. I do know that. Just for the writing practice. Because I'm not always into writing a novel. And right now, not like I don't have writing projects. I need to start a blog now, too. I'm working on my own deck of cards. So, but I'm going to pull a card. This is Magical Times Empowerment Cards by Jody Bergsma. And they're just little affirmation kind of cards. I love this one. Destiny. Acknowledge your mission. Align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. The world needs you. I'm going to read out of the little book, the affirmation that goes with this. This book is about to fall apart on me. The box for these cards no longer exists. It fell apart. I've used it so many times. Today I acknowledge the luminous being that is my true self. I am a waking giant. I hear the call. Rise up and take right action. I celebrate the eternal light that shines within me. I know the satisfaction of making right choices in life, and I live the rewards. This is one of my favorite artists. You know, I think sometimes we get, I don't know about you guys, but full moons, Lionsgate, all this stuff. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. All of the celestial stuff that's going on right now brings in new gifts, whether you want them or not. And you can either hide from them or you can either learn how to use them. One thing that I have learned, it's like if you get all of a sudden your medium abilities wake up and people start coming to you, spirits start coming to you, you can't run. They'll find you. You can't shut it down. They'll find you. You have to know how to deal with them and how to ask them, you know, please stay away or whatever. You can't say, no, that scares me. I don't want to talk to the dead. Well, you know, they're coming to you because they need you. They need you to show them the way. They're lost. They're stuck. They need you. So, I think a lot of it comes from the fact that we don't talk about death, especially in this country. You know, it's like everybody strives to be young forever. I mean, look at me. Hello. I'm going to be 65 in February. It's not like I try to look young. I just take pretty decent care of myself. Self. I saw Sharon Sipe. At the same time I was talking. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you, sweetheart. Oh, good grief, sweetie. You're a love. I am so glad to see you here. I'm always glad to see you. Our Sharon Sipe. You know, everybody, this week is going to be a challenge. I have a feeling that this month is going to bring in a lot of change. Like I was just saying earlier, for the last couple of weeks in Saturday Solutions, I'm getting 9s and 10s and 8s. We're at the end of the cycle, you guys. So hang on. It's going to get real interesting. Man, this deck is hard to shuffle. These cards are gigantic. Look at this. Look at the size of these things. They're hard to shuffle. But they're adorable. They're wonderful cards. Flowing. Hi, girl. How are ya? Good to see you. Come here. Okay. I am so excited for tomorrow. Lightworkers Roundtable. I have Danny Shea. And it should be fun to have Danny Shea where he's just not all reading cards for an hour. We only do one. We only pull cards once the whole hour. So this is talking to Danny about Danny. Should be a lot of fun. He's already been making me laugh a lot with emails. So yeah, Danny Shea. Tomorrow at 5, right back here. 5 Pacific. And then after that, I have a couple people that are big surprises. One is a very big surprise. We're trying to work out our times and to go with what date works best for her. But yeah. Yeah, as soon as I have that all nailed down, I'll announce it to you guys. I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited. When she said yes, I was like, what? And no, it's not Linda G. So I do need to contact Linda G, though. I think she would be a lot of fun on Lightworkers Roundtable, too. You know, that's the whole idea, is to brighten everybody. Yeah, Danny Shea, the Bathrobe Tarot. Yes. Mr. Mount Shasta. I grew up in the shadow of Mount Shasta. So I can't wait to talk about that with him. I was just thinking about that a while ago. I have seen that mountain in the rain, in the snow. Sunrise, sunset. All kinds of weather. I got the worst sunburn in my whole life in a lake, one of the little lakes near there. It's down near the base of the mountain. So I've spent a lot of time near Mount Shasta. And I never knew that it had all that vortexes and all that stuff. I always just knew it was really cool, and it was a volcano. So, and I grew up in the Ring of Fire, so being around volcanoes wasn't any big deal. All the mountains were volcanoes. They all did, they all had hot tempers. So, Therapets, what do you got to tell us today? No, we don't need 15 cards. I'm just pulling cards out of the middle of the deck here. Oh, I saw this 3 times when I was shuffling. I love it, you guys. It's going to be okay. It really is going to be okay. No matter what stuff we're going through right now, eventually, it always ends. And it always ends for the better. You're doing well. Keep going. I love these cards. The Therapets. Oh, yes. It's okay to struggle. You're doing better than you feel like you are. You really are. You got up this morning. I applaud you. I sure do. I have Danny Shea on tomorrow evening at 5 Pacific, right here on the Lightworkers Roundtable. Michelle? Yes, I am really looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun, Mr. Danny Shea, Bathrobe Tarot. And we're going to be talking about what he does to bring his energy back as a light worker. So, yeah, I love that. Speaking of Danny Shea, Sea Otter, Mr. Scuba Diver. I love this. It's okay to struggle. You're doing better than you feel like you are. And struggles are not. You might want to look at struggles, because struggles are either a lesson or a choice. Now, usually, a lot of times in lessons, we don't have a choice in the lesson we're being taught. But when you're struggling, there's a connection to resistance there. Ask yourself, what is it in the struggle that is it that I am resisting so hard that maybe I should look at it in a different perspective, in a different way? Because that's oftentimes is by diving in the rabbit hole in the actual struggle itself, not what brought it about and what are the results going to be, but right now, the navigation points that you need to know. Focus on that. The future will come together if you focus on that. You won't need to be concerned about the future. The past is over. It took care of itself. All you have to do is figure out how to work through it and let go. Now, my dear friend, the Wolf Girl Oracle she does a series on shadow work that is excellent. If you don't know what shadow work is, never have done any shadow work, I highly recommend it. And go to her channel. I will, here, let me put it in. Go to her channel. Because she's got a good description of what shadow work is, how it helps you, how it actually is not a dark thing. Everybody looks at it as I don't want to look at my demons. You're kind of not really looking at your demons. You're really just looking at you and why you have the behaviors you have. And, it's a really good thing. You can have a fear that you have no idea where it came from. And it might be something that happened to you when you were a really little child and you were too young to remember. So that kind of stuff comes out in shadow work. I'm looking up her channel. Here we go. And I will pin this. There. There you go. I pinned that for you. That is her channel. And if you're interested in finding out shadow work, she also does card of the day. And she just started her channel. So it's a really, really, really baby channel. So go on over there and show her some love. My friend Dali. She's a crack up. That woman, she's a lot of fun. So, yeah. This, again, one more deck I'm going to pull some cards out of. You guys want a card? Let me know. You want a card? I'm doing more than one card. Would you like a small reading? Because we're a small group. We got time. Yes, you are. Thank you. Thanks, Michelle. I am so glad you're here too, sweetheart. You and Melinda, I love you guys. Yeah. Oh, that break was really good. You want a reading? Well, I tell you what, my dear Michelle, these cards that I was going to pull for all of us, I'm just going to pull one out of here for you, darling. And Teresa wants a card. Okay. Whoop. So, Michelle, this is the self-care. The self-care oracle. I love these cards. You want one too, Flowing? Okay. Okay. Oh, great message. Michelle, you're being advised to journal. I don't know if you have a practice of journaling, especially when you're practicing tarot and doing your tarot. Um, I like to go along and I'll be reading along with the. Thank you, Sharon Sipe. Bless you. I will be reading along with the other readers, and I do that to practice. I don't put in the chat, I got such and such and such and such, and this is that, and this is that card. You want to see me do that? Come here. I'm not going to do that on someone else's channel anyway, but I write it down. I write it down because it's amazing. You go back and look through that journal and look at the things that you have read on and how accurate you are. It's a really good way to find out, how well you're honing your skills. And as just a spiritual human being, as you're going through your walk, it's a good thing to journal. Really good thing to journal. I have this resistance to journaling because as I'm going through problems, I don't like it where somebody else can pick up a book and read what I wrote my, can read my thoughts. And then I'm giggling. 3/4 of my friends can read my thoughts. So what the hell? I mean, I look at you guys. I got you guys in here. We're all connected. We're all in tune. We're all, what I'm saying. So why am I worried about somebody reading my thoughts? You guys all read my energy. You know how I'm feeling. So yeah, but journaling is a good thing. Look at another card. This one's for all of us, since we're all ladies in here. Connect with your womb. Connect with your womanness. Whatever that means to you, just understand as women, whether you've ever had a child or not, ever been pregnant or not, you are still the womb of the universe. Because they can plant all the seeds they want to, but they have to have a fertile oven to bake the bread. Never forget that, ladies, because that's our power. We have the oven that bakes the bread. That's a good thing, and it's also been a bad thing for women historically, because an enemy attacks you. What are the first thing they try to eliminate? The women and children. Because the women and children are the future of the enemy. So you want to wipe out the enemy, you wipe out the baby machine. That's how Western Europeans that's how they conquered. I'm pulling another one. This is one sticking up here, so it's calling me. And flow like water. Yes. Look at her. Yeah, I love it. You can just about feel that water on her. That goes along with grounding. We were talking earlier, Amana. Go swimming. Go swimming in a river or a lake. You want to talk about being in the flow and earthing and grounding at the same time. Go swimming in a natural body of water, not a man-made body of water. Yeah, even the reservoirs, they're okay because they get so big. They're touching Gaia all over the place. But they have emotions connected to them because a lot of the reservoirs that we recreation at, like Lake Mead, Lake Powell, those kind of places, a lot of them has a lot of emotion with it because a lot of towns, farms, homesteads were flooded to create those. So there's emotion in that water too, which is appropriate considering water is the symbol for emotion. These cards are so fun. I love these cards. I'm just sticking my thumb in and pulling a card out. Let's see what this one is. And clean your space. Hey, I've been working on that and it feels so good. I'm getting ready for winter. I've been going through my clothes and washing like my fleece lined leggings, and I bought a new duvet cover for my weighted blanket because the weighted blanket's getting ready to come back out again. It's a little too hot for it in the summer. All I use is a sheet in the summertime. And yes, I use my air conditioner, but I don't run my air conditioner as cool as most people would like it because it's expensive and it's bad for Gaia. So I try to use my, shoot, you ought to see the fans. Well, there's one right here. I mean, literally. Right here. Blowing on me. Behind, I'm sure you've seen this is moving. I have an oscillating fan behind there. Actually, there's two of them. And then in the bathroom back there behind me is my grow room. And then there's 4 fans. One of them I'm not using right now because it's attached to a heater. Kind of don't need that. And I have an evaporative cooler in there that also has a fan. So, but that you got to keep that air circulating in there constantly so your plant doesn't get powdery mildew and stuff like that growing inside. That's a whole nother topic. Let's find another. Let's pull another self-care card. I'm digging these. I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling it. Yeah. I am with you there, Flowing. I toss and turn and toss, and I literally get angry when it's hot. And when I'm laying there and I pull my hair back in a ponytail. Most of the time I braid my hair. If I don't, it like gets wrapped around my neck because it gets hot and I perspire and then it sticks to my neck and I'll roll over and I can't breathe. It's a problem I haven't had in a few years. Because before COVID, I had a little short pixie haircut, platinum blonde pixie haircut. This is what happened when you don't cut your hair. I've been cutting on it myself, just trimming it up. Doing some things. I got these new ones that are driving me nuts. Yeah, your body aches. Mine too. Ivana and I were just talking about fibromyalgia. Both of us have fibromyalgia. You guys have it? I mean, I'm serious. First thing I want to do, first poll I want to take when I get my community page. I am so close, you guys. So close to getting that community page. Only about 150 away from 500. Get that community page. First poll I'm taking is how many of you in this community have fibromyalgia or a chronic pain illness, because I want to put us all on the Lightworkers Roundtable and talk about what we do to keep going. I think I have been totally dumbfounded with the number of us with fibromyalgia in this community. It's very shocking, actually. Mr. Stony Baker, my man. Hi, good to see you, my friend. Let's go with the flow. You got it. We just did it. We just did a card that was all about flow, as a matter of fact. And I like Flo. She's quite a nice lady. Yeah. Oh, and inflammatory arthritis. Yeah. Rheumatoid arthritis. Fibromyalgia. I miss my dog. Stony, I love it. Yes, arthritis sucks big time. I have it big time in my hands. I've been so hard on my hands for years. You can tell. Look at those knobby knuckles. but I've worked with my hands for like a man for years. Hey, Janet P, good to see you. Yeah, I am an artisan. I'm a craftsperson. No, I don't build things, but I refinish furniture. Yeah. The things that I do for art are not always little teeny things. Let's just put it that way. Let's put it this way. I know how to sling a swedge hammer at some tiles to break the tiles up to make mosaics and things like that. Yeah. Oh, all sort of colitis. Ugh. Bless your heart. My ex-brother-in-law, my ex-husband's brother had ulcerative colitis, and he didn't pay attention to his diet like he should. They put him in the hospital a lot. Yes, I am very artistic, but it's because I got to do something with my hands. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I've always been artistic. Even when I was a little girl, I was like, hey, yeah. If you wanted to punish me, take away my Crayolas and my paints. Not my dolls or I actually was more into Matchbox and Hot Wheels and Tonka trucks than I was into Barbie dolls and baby dolls. Oh, yeah. There you go. I will be doing that when we get done here. Oh, ooh, ladies and Stony. Stony, you are a popular dude in this chat. You're the only man here. Look at here, girls. Gentlemen, we got to pay attention to our pleasure. Self-care. Self-care. You do what you need to for pleasure. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be physical pleasure, emotional pleasure, puff, puff, pass. Except puff, puff, pass doesn't happen very much anymore. Everybody brings their own puff, puff. Kind of, or you bring your mouthpiece. Mouthpiece is nice. Then you can do the puff, puff, pass. I miss those days of standing around in the stoner circle, you know? Everybody sharing a joint. But yeah. And here you go. And this is what we're doing. I love y'all. Spend time with friends. Oh, and this is what we do. My friends and I, when we get together, we're all with our cards. We got our cocktails. We got our vape pens or our bongs or our gummies. And once a month, we get together for a couple of hours and have a good old time on StreamYard. And I'll just kind of leave that to your imagination as to who those ladies are. Well, one of them's Maya, of course. My friend. Yeah, we all get together and do the girly thing. It's like having a slumber party, but nobody has to leave home. This is kind of like what we do. The beauty ritual. You know, I'm looking at my fingernails. They're atrocious. They're embarrassing. So guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Nails. So that will take me all day long. Well, it'll take me all morning until oh, you had a panic attack the first time you smoke weed? Some people, it does that. And I think it depends on what kind of weed you're smoking. Well, I know it does because if you do sativa makes a lot of people paranoid. So it acts more speedy than indica. Indica is more sleep-inducing. I've also find that not all the time, but indicas are the ones that make you munchy. So Stony. Michelle, I don't smoke much anymore or any less. Oh, you're funny, man. You know what, sir? When you're in Maya's birthday party in the chat, everybody has been commenting to me about how much fun you were, how funny you are. I love it. That's great. So you need to show up more often. Because I'm like, yep, that's my buddy. That's my buddy Stoney. He always makes us laugh. Oh. And I liked your video yesterday, Stoney. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, if you didn't feel comfortable, don't do it. You know, it probably had a lot to do with who you're with too. I was blessed when I first tried it. I was with my twin sister from another mother. I mean, we're 12 hours apart in age. I knew she was there to protect me, so I wasn't scared. And I didn't feel anything the first time. We went out in the forest, went out in the woods. First we smoked, so I would know what a joint tasted like. We smoked a joint. Then we tried a couple bong hits, and then we smoked a pipe. So I should have been completely stoned. I didn't feel anything, nothing. So we were driving back into town, going to get something to eat or something to drink, right? I'm like 17, I think I was. 16, 17 years old. We're going to get a soda, something to eat. And we're driving down this street that has a lot of neon signs flashing and going on. And we're listening to, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. All of a sudden, Money, the song Money came on. And all those neon signs were going right perfectly with the music. I was like, oh, wow, look at the signs. They match the music. How cool. And she started laughing. She almost ran off the road. She's busted up laughing so hard. She's like, you're stoned. I was like, that's what it feels like. I like this. Because I'm a music nut. I love music. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, and I think the next song that came on was Aerosmith. Back in the Saddle Again. That's in 1973. Yeah, that's about right. I was like, okay. Oh dear. Actually, I have a Pink Floyd T-shirt of when they played Carnegie Hall in 1972, and it's the Dark Side of the Moon T-shirt. But I couldn't get it. I didn't want to get it in black. I have cats with white long hair. It wouldn't be very black, so I got it in white. That was a mistake. So I have to bleach it every time I wash it. But I love wearing it because it's not a modern T-shirt. It's 100% cotton, so it's really comfortable. It came from Great Britain, and I bought it on Amazon 2 years ago. But yeah, it came from Great Britain, so it's not. It's an official Pink Floyd from that concert. So I was like, yeah, collector's item, and I wear it. It's not a collector's item anymore. But at least I know the source, and they have a lot of other rock-oriented T-shirts, like the Big Lips, or the Who, the Rolling Stones. I'm saying I love music, and I can't even get my groups right. And then I'm throwing cards all over the place, so let's read that card. Clear your energy field. Okay. Oh, you put it over the back of your chair? You've got so many cool things, though. When I'm looking in your live streams, you've got Bob Marley in the background. All kinds of cool stuff back there. Oh, dude, you should see my plant, man. Oh, I'd go get it if it wasn't in a 7-gallon pot. Dude, it's really taken off. It's acting like an auto. It's growing really fast like an auto now. So I don't know what we're going to end up. Harley's going, send him pictures and he sends me a thumbs up. So I'm just keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Teresa needs a card. And so does Flowing. Let's me find a good card for you. How about Teresa Levine? I'm going to use the Enchanted Map Oracle for you. You need more gummies? I got a good source for gummies. And I don't mean me. Yeah, Harley. You guys chat like little girls? Yeah, I do too. I chat with Harley a lot. You guys gossip. See, there you go, ladies. Men are just as bad as women for gossiping. Oh, dear. Can you tell it's humid here? Look at my hair. Kind of trying to be curly, kind of trying to be straight. That's what I get for trying to curl it. Got a hurricane coming in, Stony. Yeah, Harley's gummies are the best. Okay. Teresa. Now this just flipped right over just as beautiful as could be, my dear. You need to protect your treasure. Those things that mean the most important to you. Maybe this card is saying that you need to do some prioritizing. I know so many things are changing for us all. Your hair is non-existent. Yeah, so many things are changing for us. A lot of stuff isn't going to be a part of our life anymore. So many of us will be able to now work from home because businesses have seen what a ridiculous practice having an office building is. All that is just to be the policeman to make sure everybody's working and doing what they're supposed to. Well, now you can do that on a computer. You have moderators who can sit and watch what everybody's doing on their computer to make sure they're working. I know I did Windows tech support. They watched everything I did, and I had 2 computers. I had one for each hand, believe it or not. That was weird. One hand for recording what I was saying in the phone call, what I was telling the person to do in the phone call, and the other hand was used to look up what to tell them to do to fix their computers, to fix their Windows. Obviously, I don't use Windows. This is a Mac. I fixed so many Windows issues that Microsoft knows is there that Microsoft won't fix because they know it makes them a little money to get people to call in to get it fixed. Anyway, protect the things that are important to you. Reevaluate. Like the cleaning house card we got a while ago. As you're cleaning house, go through some things. If you haven't looked at it or used it in the last 6 months or a year, and it's not a seasonal item, like a jacket, socks. I'm saying socks. I just got 12 pairs of socks in the mail yesterday. If it's not a seasonal item, if it's something that you have not even looked at to even think about using in the last 6 months or a year, give it away, donate it, or sell it. And if it's closed, there's places like Poshmark and where you can sell your clothes, your purses, your shoes. There's ways. Someone asked me, I'm on a fixed income, and they want to know, how do you make it? You're single, you're on a fixed income. And I'm like, well, one thing, I don't own a car. Number two, my house is paid for. And number three, everywhere I can think of, I'm trying to cut a corner, trying to figure out a way to do it a healthier way or a cheaper way, or if I can't make it, then I'll buy it kind of way. So you followed a dude today with a pickup full of stereo equipment. Oh, and no license plate. Oh, gee, I wonder what he was doing. Yeah. You follow him very far. But yeah, protects what's important to you. We've been so involved in our country, what's going on in our country. Do we have a country? Are we going to have a country? Our secrets have been given away. Our secrets are stolen. What are we going to do? And people start panicking and thinking like that. That's when it's time to evaluate what's important to you. Streamline your cat here. No cats in this house. Time to streamline what's important to you and streamline your words are hard. Streamline your life accordingly. When we were 20 years old, for some reason, I think it comes from when we were in high school. You got to keep up with whoever. Things. Yeah, George Carlin. I watched a lot of George Carlin yesterday. He was all over the place yesterday in Instagram, I think it was. Yeah. And then you got to have a place to put your things. Yeah, you got to get more things because your neighbor has that new thing and you want the new thing. But then to get that new thing, like your neighbor bought a boat, but you want to get a boat, but your boat's got to be bigger than your neighbor's boat because, oh, heaven forbid, your boat's like his because, you got to look like you make more money than he does. So, but you don't have room to park that boat. So, oh, well, we'll just make a bigger garage to put that boat in the other half. See how they worked us? You know what you need all that crap for? So that you can get rid of it when you get old because you can't use it anymore because your body don't want you to anymore. It's like cross-country skis, man. It was really hard for me to sell my cross-country skis when I moved to Arizona. It was like, and where are you going to cross-country ski in Arizona, Katie? Good thing I sold them. I've been here for 37 years. But yeah, that was really hard for me to let go. So something I learned about the first part of August is learning about attachments, things that we're attached to, and really prioritizing those things that we are attached to. And to do that, you got to figure out why you have an attachment to them in the first place. And a lot of times to do that, you've got to do shadow work, which is looking at those things that you've been, you have this crisis, this trauma, and you're like, oh, I can't look at that. I don't want to look at that. So you push it back and push it down and push it back and push it down. We do that our whole life. And the more of an adult you get, the more you do that. The busier you get, the more you do that. Well, after a while, all those things that you've been pushing down and pushing up, they kind of don't have any room to go down. And they keep coming up and up. They will come back up again. And if you don't go through them one by one, when they happen, and you're pushing them down and pushing them back, when they do come out, they tend to all come out all at once. It comes out in anger. It comes out in tears. And you wonder, what the hell, where did this come from? All that guy did was pull out in front of me. See what I'm saying? So you cleaned your carport, $150 worth of stuff. See, that happens so easy. What I should be Should be doing today, but it's supposed to be 103. There's no way I'm doing it. I'll do it tomorrow morning. Get up early. Wake up my neighbors with a chainsaw tomorrow morning. I bought a little chainsaw. It only has a blade about that long on it, but it's just for trimming up bushes and, limbs on trees and bushes. It's just perfect for me. I'm scared of the big old things. I want to cut my arm off, my leg off. Well, this will cut your wrist off. It's long enough to go through your wrist. I should go in the other room and get it. It's cute. It's a really cute little chainsaw. And I've got some bushes that I got to go eliminate by my mailbox because they're getting high enough that the city will give me a ticket if I don't. Because the neighbors pulling out can't see what's coming down the road. So I got to go cut them off, cut them down. But that's what I got the chainsaw for. Before that, it was the old-fashioned loppers. And I'd come in fibromyalgia. I'd be like, for 3 or 4 days, I couldn't hardly lift my arms any higher than this because they would be all worn out from cutting bushes. We have these bushes here called greasewood or creosote bush. And man, those things are hard. Wow, wow, wow. It's like trying to cut through ebony with a pair of loppers. Yeah, you get one that's, you get a branch that's the size of my thumb, you can't cut it with a pair of loppers. You need hedge trimmers or a saw. And it's just a damn bush. People, though, will cut bits of the bush and hang it in their shower because Arizona here, it's famous for, we have that smell in the air when it rains, that really wet soil, really fresh, washed, wet soil smell. I love that smell. To get that smell, all you have to do is hang a piece of that bush in your shower. Get it wet with the hot water from your shower, and it releases that fragrance from the oils that's in the plant. It's a interesting plant. My dog, I used to have a German Shepherd, big German Shepherd, and he liked sticks. He would carry a 2x4. He would carry a full-length 2x4 with his mouth one end and the rest of the 2x4 hanging out here. And he'd be all prancing, all happy and proud with that damn thing balanced. Full-length 2x4. Very, very thick neck. He was a massive dog. Well, he weighed 120 pounds. My dad was digging up one of these greasewood bushes one time, and he was cussing and getting a crowbar out and cussing the roots. And he couldn't get the root to break off because I tell him, these things are hard. These bushes are really hard. And my dad is just cussing it. And I'm like, Dad, wait, watch. And I'm like, Rowdy, come here. Get the dog. And I go, Rowdy, get the stick. And I point at the root. And that dog chomped onto that root, and he just was giving it his full might of his front shoulders and he snapped that thing right off. My dad was like, wow, I didn't know he'd do that. And I'm like, I don't know he'd do that for you, but yeah, all you got to do is tell him to get the stick. He thinks that's like the 2x4 that he carries around in his neck. He was a pretty awesome dog. People didn't come in our yard. They were afraid to come in the yard. Hi, Jay. Good to see you, Hark213. Welcome, welcome, my friend. Yeah, that was he was fun. And now Flowing needs a card. Flowing, dear Flowing. What should we use? What deck should we use for you? Yeah. Josephine Wall. My good old first deck. This is my first Oracle deck that I ever bought. And this is another one that the box does. The box exists, kind of. It's a regular box. That other one, the Jody Bergsma one, I said the box doesn't exist. It's one that has a flip top on it, and the flip top just flipped right off. So now it goes in a bag. You never heard anyone shout balls. I love it. That's funny. Oh, come on. Computer, you don't have a low battery. You're plugged in. There. They tell you. Hola, Herc. Oh, that's good. And why balls? Yeah, why? Why? You know what, though? It would be about as strong as. Oh, my ex-husband used to yell that, and you could hear him all the way down the street because it would echo off the houses. And that was usually because he'd bumped his knuckle or something working on a car. He was a shade tree mechanic. Aha! Okay, you guys. Flowing, my dear, you need to set your goals because you're stepping into some leadership roles here. I also see this is the strength card. In tarot, definitely the strength card. Got my elbow resting on the cards. And they're wiggling. I'm sorry. Look at all those sunflowers, too. You know, that's the flower of the Ukraine. I'm going to pull another card. Okay, step into your leadership role because you have earned, once you do, you have earned a vacation. Lots of travel and vacation stuff today in all these cards for all of us, you guys. This one, vacation. Take time for relaxation and adventure. Go to nature, like we were talking earlier. Take your shoes off, stick your feet in the dirt, dig around, plant a plant. That's why I'm being honest, why I don't have my nails done is because I've been doing a lot of yard work. And the nails get in the way. They just act like mud shovels. So I try to wait until that's all over with. And I've about got it ready for the fall, stuff that's going to start coming up in fall. I get to have flowers year round here. So it's nice. Pansies, snapdragons, pansies, all those spring, lovely little spring flowers you guys all get to have in April and May. Those are our wintertime flowers here. So. Yeah, you see flowing on a magic carpet flying. Yeah. What an adventure, huh? Look at that card. And everybody's looking up at you going, oh, I wish I was going where you're going. Because where you're going is the new beginnings. Begin your new life. You know what? This is a perfect card for what we've been talking about today. Because we've been talking about fruition and completion. What does fruition and completion bring in? Hi, Viviani. What does fruition and completion bring in today? Brings in the new beginning. I keep seeing and hearing from Spirit, the world is about to see a renaissance greater than anything ever dreamed of in the past. Now, the plague brought about the medieval Renaissance. Look what that brought us. Look at the geniuses and the artwork and the agriculture and this is a magnificent time, the Renaissance. Kind of garish, Baroque, but our Renaissance will be different. It'll look different, but it will be way more profound because it's going to affect everybody. I think everybody's lives are going to be so much better. Once we get all this negative, intentional negative crap to quiet down, because that's never going to go away. It's always been there, but we can give it a voice, or we can quiet it down. It's time to quiet it down. It's had a voice long enough. We've quieted it and stifled it down before. But this time we need to do it in a way that permanently puts it out of our misery. I don't ever want to see times like this come back to the United States. All this fascism and hatred and division. I never thought I'd ever see it here. I mean, I knew there was always division between the Democrats and the Republicans, but I never thought it would grow to the point where people wanted to shoot each other over it. And like you said, Stoney, yesterday in your little video you put out, you guys go ahead and call for civil war. We ain't afraid of y'all. Us liberals aren't afraid of you. Go ahead. Come and try to wipe out my family. Then you bring the wrath of us on. We're peace-loving people. You don't want to trigger peace-loving people to protect their treasures. Yeah. Summon courage and self-confidence. Look at that woman riding a tiger. She's not worried about what she's sailing over, is she? Usually these cards have so much in the illustrations. It's like you can look at them for hours. This lady, Josephine Wall, she's painted over 500 paintings since World War II. Yeah, any dipshit can pull a trigger. Yeah, and all I got to say is, folks, oh yeah, be grateful. Because all violence begets violence. Violence doesn't bring about peace. Violence doesn't bring about joy. Hey, good to see you, PD Connects. Violence doesn't bring around joy. It doesn't bring around peace. It doesn't bring around harmony. It just brings around more violence, death, and destruction. So, it won't last. It, by its very definition, destroys itself. So, you used to drink PDQ? It's like somebody brought up, what was it the other day? Fresca. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't had a Fresca in a long time. I used to love Fresca on a hot day. That grapefruit soda. So, Squirt does the same thing. I don't know what it was about Fresca. When we used to put lime or lemon slices in our Fresca and sit by the pool when I first moved here. I was like 28 years old when I moved to Tucson, you guys. 28 and very single. Never lived in a big city before. The town I came from here was only 50,000 people. There's over 2 million in Tucson, so it was quite a change. So I decided, well, I needed to get to know my way around town. So I got a job delivering airline tickets and travel stuff for a travel agency here in town. Great way to learn your way around town in a real big hurry. Also a great way to learn how to get in and out of the airport in a hurry. Zima. Yeah. Oh, wow. They were good too. Or Tab. Pull the tab on the tab. I hated Tab. Mom would always buy Tab because it was cheap. And we were always on some damn diet or another when I was growing up. Hey, yeah, no kidding. Throw any flavored Jolly Rancher in a Zima. Yeah. And I don't drink very much either. But the lemonades, the sparkling lemonades and stuff, oh, they're good. Oh, but they're bad because they taste too good. They go down too quick. So yeah. Christmas time, I splurge and I'll buy a bottle of Fireball because you got to have Fireball from the freezer at Christmas time. That's just my tradition because I love to drink. Yeah, tab and rum all flowing. Oh my god. Oh yuck. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh, that reminds me of, I remember when Pepsi came out with the different flavors and you had caramel Pepsi and you had lemon lime Pepsi. And the lemon lime Pepsi, to really make it taste better, you had to put a lemon slice or lime slice in it. But the caramel one was always good. I love caramel Coke. Used to be, I would go, uh, dating myself now. When I was in high school, when we would drag Maine, cruise Main Street, there was a drive-in that everybody would go to. It was kind of like Happy Days, Arnold's Drive-In. Everybody would, you cruise up one way, and then you go back down the other way, and everybody'd end up at Arnold's. And this wasn't Arnold's, but we'd end up at this place, and we'd get French fries, burgers, and a milkshake. Sit there and eat, and, everybody hook up with your boyfriend or whatever, and swap cars, because you weren't supposed to be meeting each other according to your parents. Oh my gosh. Those days were so much fun. Yeah, that place made French fries. I used to get lunch there too when I was in high school. We had open campus for lunch. They made the cheapest. I mean, they were like In-N-Out Burger. They tasted just like In-N-Out Burger. Mad Dog 2020. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, I make my own Mad Dog, darling. I'll have to teach you how. We'll talk when us girls get together. I'll give you the recipe. I make my own fruit wine. It's really easy. Yeah, it's like 30 days is all it takes. 30 days, a little sugar and a little yeast and some fruit juice. And you got a liqueur. It's like 16% alcohol. Knock you on your ass really quick. But oh, is it good? I make it with apple juice all the time. And I make it in my grow room. The plant needs to have CO2 to breathe. And the byproduct of making this wine is CO2. So they work together. Best kind of symbiosis I can think of. Oh, come on, girl. You come on. You're welcome here anytime. I'm just waiting for your channel, sweetheart. Yeah, CO2, baby. I've got 4 bottles going now. I think that's why my plant is like all of a sudden exploded. It was like this tall forever. And then a bunch of the leaves on the bottom just and dropped off. Well, everywhere those leaves dropped off, it has made a little branch. And so it looked like it had a hula skirt on the bottom of the plant. Well, now, plant is this tall, and that hula skirt is making branches coming out like this. It took off. Yeah. Big time took off. It's growing at a rate of about a half an inch a night right now. So, yeah. I haven't seen a plant grow that fast except in stretch. We're just in veg. I am 8 weeks into this plant, and most of that 8 weeks, it wasn't even 2 inches tall because it stalled. That's how hot and humid it was in there. It was just like, no. We're going to grow down here into the soil. It made roots instead, but it didn't make very good roots either. It just didn't. So, but now it's cooled off. I'm not having as hard a time keeping that balance of humidity and temperature. And it just all of a sudden went, oh, okay. Oh, I did a sad thing. My cats had a baby mouse in the middle of the walkway, and I was cruising through, and they must have had it where it was, really tired and not running away. But I stepped on it, and I broke its back. And it made me feel so bad. I went and got one of those electric traps, and I scooped it up in the trap so that it would die right away. I felt so awful. Oh, it was like, I didn't really like full force stepped on it, but right like my toes, where your toes meet your foot, he was just right in there. It was a little one, about the size of my thumb. I was like, oh no, how awful. Yeah, I didn't mean to. Yeah. So yeah, once he got in the mousetrap, it was over. I just scooped him up in that electric mousetrap. It's just like a mosquito. It acts just like a bug zapper. That's it. They're gone. So he didn't suffer for very long. Poor little guy. But yeah, I don't get them very often now. And lately, the ones that I've been getting, I got a big male this morning, and yesterday it was a great big fat pregnant female again. So hopefully that's the mama and the papa. It's just driving me nuts. Underneath, here in Arizona, building codes are kind of weird. This house was built in 1952, and where the dishwasher is, there's no cement slab or anything. It's just dirt. And I discovered I don't use my dishwasher. There's just me here. There's no need to use a dishwasher. It'd take me forever. I ran out of dishes before I'd fill it up enough to run it. Just me by myself. So I haven't used it in a long time. Well, I went to look at it the other day, and all along between the countertop and where you open up the drawer, the pull down, all along that space there where the rubber grommet is little fluffy stuff, like batting. Like they've been into a blanket or a pillow or something somewhere and pulled that out. But anyway, the mice have a nest in my dishwasher. So that's where they've been coming from all this time. So now I have 2 of those electric traps in the kitchen, and then I have the one in the girl room. And the ones in the kitchen, they're keeping up. But yeah. I can't afford an exterminator. That's the only reason why I haven't had it professionally taken care of. And then Harley was telling me, you might have to get decon, Katie. And I'm like, no, I've used that stuff. I've also treated animals that have gotten in that stuff. I will never buy that. I will die of hantavirus first. The way animals die from, it's warfarin, also known as Coumadin. They give it to people to thin your blood when you have a heart condition. But that's what it does. It completely depletes your vitamin K out of your body, and they bleed to death out of every orifice of their body. It's complete torture. Yeah. So, yeah, the cats. Hey, they're trying. They didn't have a mama to show them how to hunt, so my cats don't know what they're doing. And my hunter is gone, so. But I'm kind of torn there because now that she's gone, I got my wildlife back. The hawks are coming back and hanging out on my bird bath and stuff like they did last year. So I miss them. I didn't realize how much I missed them. Yeah. Well, I don't want to torture you, Flooring. I really don't want to torture you, sweetheart. Yeah. The baby ones, I look at them and go, oh, I'd keep you for a pet. That's a wild mouse. They carry Hanta virus. They make you very sick. So I got COVID outside and Hanta inside. Yeah, my land's pretty safe again. Actually, no, she's actually bringing them to me to finish off for her. That's what she's doing. And she's all proud, you know, Mom, I brought it to you alive. You can finish it. No. And her brother and I are like, get out of here with that. I scream, mouse runs, cat runs, cat goes this way. It's like everybody goes. Oh, it's crazy. You're going to go to a cat cafe? That'll be fun. They used to have one up in Seattle. So your daughter is graduating. Wow, that's cool. Low flow, losing a whole lot of fluids. She's flowing hard. Poor Flo. Poor flowing. I'm sorry. We'll change the subject, sweetie. Oh, she's up in Bellingham. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Stoney. You got her laughing. Oh, she's getting her master's. I know your kids are smart. So, real smart. Although I just saw a report that tells me why I never really want to get involved in cryptocurrency. That is the number one way sex trafficking, human trafficking is paid for, is through cryptocurrency. And I can't have my charity be a child trafficking charity, and then, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it'd be fun to go to a cat cafe. Hey, anywhere where there's lots of cats. The place I got my cats, they have like 400 cats. But they have different rooms. You know, they've got a room that's just for the leukemia cats, and room for just the peritonitis cats. You know, elderly cats, and then they have a whole house that is for feral cats, so that they can live in, you know, safety and not be munched by coyotes or bobcats. Or, hey, last fall, 2 streets over, we had a mountain lion. Yeah, and I live in the city. That mountain lion came down one of the washes. Now, I call it a gully or a ditch. Here we call a wash, because the only time they have water in them is when it rains and it washes through and it's gone. So we call them a wash. Albert agrees. Oh, sweet Albert. Willie, I don't know where he's at. I think he's sleeping in front of the front door. When the air conditioner's on, he likes to feel the warmth of the sun shining on that wood door, the front door. So he'll lay with his back right up next to that wood. Dopey cat. And he got all that hair, you'd think he'd be hotter than heck, but he's not. Sounds like your house. Yeah, you got a cat or two, don't you, Petey? Just 1 or 2. And 1 or 2 Maine Coons, too. Stony, she's got Maine Coons. Stony and I have our weakness for them. So, yeah, you guys, this has been good. It's felt good to come back. I needed that breakaway. I really did. I had some things to figure out. And people to figure out and places to go. And I didn't go anywhere. I stayed at home. But I got a lot done. Laundry. Ugh. Lots and lots of laundry. And for me to do laundry, you guys, I do it by hand and I hang it on the line. So it's a lot of work when I do laundry. It's like, let's go down to the river and beat it on a rock. Oh, I'm glad you had a good time flowing. Even if I did make you yucky with a mouse sandwich. Meow, meow. I love it. Oh, laundry. Yeah, I don't have a dryer either, so all my laundry. But hey, you don't need a dryer around here. Hang them up outside, and in less than an hour, 15 minutes to an hour, they're dry. The clothes are. And I don't hang them outside in the sun. I hang them on my carport so they're in the shade because the sun fades your clothes out real quick. Really quick. He likes the ear drill. What is an ear drill, Stony Baker? Mouse sandwich. No thanks. That's a little crunchy. Tail would get between your teeth. Sorry. An ear drill. Oh, okay. Your finger. Hello. I have a sweaty arm. Just picked up my pendulum board. That's funny. That's okay. Last time I was live was I talking to Scott. Scott Allen's Spiritual Essence was on Lightworkers Roundtable. And I had my elbow listening to him talk and was resting on this deck of cards. And I went to pick my arm up and the card just came right with my elbow. If you hung out, my lady, it'd be wetter than when I hung it. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, Stony. Oh, you dehydrated, I'm positive. Oh, goodness sakes. Dude, you need to write this stuff down. You and your jokes, man. We have a good time in Stony's chat. Yeah. Hey, I am so glad you guys are here. I missed you so much. You get 90% humidity at night. I believe it. Up there, you're up on the Puget Sound, man. Cold and wet up there. I've been in Seattle when it snowed. Yuck. Used to have friends that lived in Magnolia. Suburb of, well, it's not really a suburb. It's just a section of Seattle. Not far from downtown, actually. Older section of town. Dabsolutely your favorite Stony term. Yep, that's you, Mr. Dab. He's the mad dabber. Yeah. Yes, you guys. Feels so good to be back. I missed you. I missed my friends. I actually was starting to get where it was like, okay, what am I going to do today? Well, let's see. Well, nah, I don't want to do that. Nah, I don't want to do that. So that's high. Yeah. You love where you live? Well, I hope so. Considering you've lived there, your whole life? Pretty much, huh? I don't know what it's like to live in one place my whole life. First time I moved, I was 3. So I moved from Flagstaff to the Grand Canyon. And then when I was 5, we moved from the Grand Canyon to Utah. Beautiful state. Not a fun place to live. It's probably different now. I'm just saying. When I was a kid, it was not a fun place to live. And then we moved to Oregon when I was 9. I was 9 years old. 1966, we moved to Crater Lake National Park. The year before the Patty film came out. And it was so remote up there that watching TV was interesting, to say the least. So I never paid any attention to Bigfoot. I never heard of Bigfoot because I never heard of the Patty film until we moved to town in 69, 68, 69. So a couple of years later. And then people were all, oh, you lived up there. Did you ever see Bigfoot? And I was like, what's Bigfoot? I didn't know what it was. Obviously, no, I didn't see one. What's RSO? Rick Simpson's oil. It is a concentrated form of CBD. It also has THC in it. It is excellent for pain. I swear by it. As a matter of fact, couple 4th of July's ago, I broke a couple ribs. Stoney's going to be giggling about this. I broke a couple of ribs, and COVID was, we had Omicron, I think, was running rampant at the time. Anyway, our hospitals had issued a thing that unless you can't breathe or you're having a heart attack, don't stay away from the hospitals. We don't have a bed for you. So I had to go to the emergency room. I broke these ribs, and they were the bottom 2 ribs right here. As a matter of fact, it still hurts when I push on one of them. And that's the one that was the floater. That's the very bottom rib because it doesn't really attach to much in the center. It is one that will float and cause you to have a punctured lung. Well, they were all, you really should, normally we would be putting you in surgery for this, but we can't, we don't have a bed for you. Can you, if we give you painkillers, you have someone at home that can take care of you? And I was like, I lied. Oh yeah, sure. Sure. There's no way I was wanting to stay in a hospital full of COVID. Sorry. No. I don't care how bad that rib hurt. So they wrote me a prescription for Percocet and a prescription for Flexeril, muscle relaxers and painkillers. And I proceeded to hand them right back and say, no, thank you. And this emergency room doctor has talked to me before because I've had to go there for pain, IV pain meds. And he looked at me really funny. I says, oh, yeah, I use medical marijuana now. This stuff just makes me throw up. And he's like, oh, good for you. And he just took them and tore them in half. And he patted me on the little fanny and said, see ya, don't move. Because if you move, you can puncture a lung. Make sure that whoever it is that's taking care of you helps you when you get out of bed and stuff. And I was like, okay, I will. Yeah, I got home and did my RSO, and I was fine. I don't need your stinking drugs. I got a pregnant hooker. I didn't at that time, though. I only had a She-Roy. Oh, those are 2 strains. Yeah. I don't have pregnant hooker anymore either, Stony. I smoked it all. It's gone, baby. It's gone. So, yeah, I was a little panicky because I was running out of stuff to smoke. No, there's no way. Harley has me so stocked up. No, I'm fine. But I just decided it was, I'd been to the dispensary and God, it'd been 6 months or a year almost. And it's like, wow, you paid for 2 years for that medical card and you haven't used it. You need to go use it. So just to see what was out there. It's been a long time. Man, prices have gone up. Wow. So like, okay, the glut hasn't hit Arizona yet. I'm waiting because it's hit everywhere else and it's legal. Once it goes legal recreational, all of a sudden there's a whole lot of marijuana available, and so the price goes, and then they quit growing it, and then price goes right back up again. Yep, pregnant hooker and Leroy. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep, but I got more Sheroy seeds. I'm going to grow Sheroy again. Sheroy was fun to grow. That plant was up to here on me. You guys, I'm 5'6". So that plant was what? Right at 5 foot tall when I harvested it. I was kidding around calling it a tree roy instead of Sheroy. Yeah. You're dead. You're not dead, BD Connects. I happen to know you're very much alive. At least you were earlier today. Yeah, I would say what? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? LL. LOL, stop. Good. I got you cracking up. That's what we need. That's all this. That's what I want this channel to do. This is a place to come and have a good time. I don't want to have strife and competition and, that kind of stuff. I just want people to come here and have fun. That's why hookers don't hang in groups. The more there are, the more the price drops. I wouldn't know. I never bought a hooker before. I've known a few. I actually know a nurse that, she was a registered nurse at the time too. She was working working in Cordova, Alaska, working as a waitress during fishing season. Because when all the fishing boats are coming in and out of Cordova, Alaska, you got lots of money going in and out. And someone offered her a bunch of money to sleep with them. She thought about it, but she couldn't go through with it. I'm like, I don't know if I could or not. A lot of women would go up there just to do that. But she says she made more money waitressing up there in the summertime than she did the rest of the year working as a nurse. But the cost of living in Alaska is just as high. So it's crazy. It's hard to get stuff in and out of there. So it could have been your side job. Cordova. Yeah, inflation in the hooker market. Oh my goodness, this morning I had a stomach ache this morning, and I don't know why I had a stomach ache this morning, but then I thought about all the memes and stuff that I have seen lately about farts and everybody laughing at farts. Why do we laugh so hard at something, such a silly biological thing as a fart? Yeah, how big a breakfast did you have, Flowing? Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, even your animals fart and it makes you laugh. Nobody else is around to laugh with you. The animals are going, what? What? And you laugh. Why? What is it about farts that are so funny? Farts are God's joke on us. I really think they are. They are. Oh, good grief. So if that's the case, then what's a belch? Is that a warning of God's joke? My ex-husband we go to the mall, go to the movie or something in the mall. I come out of the mall and he put his arm around, he walk up behind me, put his arm around me, and then he go and belch really loud from eating popcorn and Coke and stuff in the movie. And it'd just echo we're outside in the parking lot at this time. The whole parking lot it'd just echo through the parking lot. And I'd be like, oh God, oh no, that wasn't him. I just want to die. Hide. Oh, and then he'd do it again. He was awful. He could belch like that on cue. It just smelled like popcorn. Popcorn and Coke. He was a Coca-Cola guy. Ooh. Yeah, he was a Coca-Cola guy. Coca-Cola, when he wasn't drinking Seagram's 7 and 7 or Budweiser. So hangover days and the rest of the week was Coca-Cola. He'd hardly ever drink water. But he had other habits that he needed that extra energy from the Coke because he liked Coke. And I don't mean Coca-Cola Coke. He's a coke addict. Do he smoke? No, he didn't smoke nothing. Nope. No, as a matter of fact, you smoked around him and he'd tell you off. He hated cigarettes so bad. So just before we got a divorce, I started smoking Marlboro Lights 100s. So making sure we got that divorce. None of this. I'm sorry, I want you back. Nope. You're not going to want me back. It's the truth, too. That's okay. He didn't want me back anyway. He ended up he's in prison now, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, they were long as pen. They were long. Marlboro Lights 100s. That was my smoke. And sometimes menthol. But if I smoked menthol, it was usually Virginia Slims. Virginia Slims Lights menthol. Or more. Do you guys remember more cigarettes? They're brown. Really long, skinny brown. Those. I thought those were sexy. Go figure. Guess what when I party, guess what I smoke now? Cigarellos. I don't smoke very often. So if I do, I want something that tastes better than a stupid cigarette. Yuck. So I smoke flavored Swisher Sweets. You know, they come in some yummy, yummy flavors. My favorite is the black. It's black cherry. And it's a black cigarello too. So wrapped in black paper. Yeah, Territons. Oh my gosh. I'd rather fight than switch. Or quit. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. My dad smoked Winston's. Winston's tastes good like a cigarette should. That was their slogan. Remember, I was trying the other day, trying to remember when it was that they took cigarettes off as commercials. Had to have been in the 70s. But when? I was trying to remember because cigarette commercial, man, after 10 o'clock at night, every other commercial was cigarettes and alcohol. Bacardi this or, Yeah, Winston had less additives and chemicals. That's interesting. I tried smoking a Winston in my bong one time. Don't ever. Regular tobacco in a bong will make you throw up. It bounces right back out. I tried it. Yeah, why? I know why. Because I was curious and I wanted to see. And I didn't have any weed to put in the bong, so I thought, well, let's see I'll try a cigarette. Let's see what it does. Oh, God. Oh, I was so sick for hours and hours and hours afterwards. It was horrible. Don't ever do that. I did. Don't ever, ever do that. Yeah, gag. Oh, my gosh. Hey, the stupid shit we do. Yes, bong water. Oh, the best, nastiest bong water in the world is when you put ice slush in your bong and then red wine. Oh, great for smoking weed, but whoa, is it nasty when it spills. It's really bad when it spills. Red wine's bad enough all by itself, but bong water made with red wine. Oh. Yeah, you are. But you're good about that. I mean, you can really get sick. I got to thinking about that the other day. I've been doing this for over 40 years, and I'm not always the best at cleaning my bong like I should. And then I think, oh boy, I live here where mold grows in a couple of hours. That's really stupid. So yeah, I've gotten much better at keeping my bong clean. What helped me was I got a glow in the dark bong. It's really pretty. So I want to keep it pretty. So you felt like you needed to gargle, please. Oh, after drinking bong water? Yeah, I've accidentally gotten it in my mouth too. Oh, many times. What I always liked was, in the old days, all the weed had seeds. Everything had seeds. And it didn't have a strain name. I mean, unless it was like something real fancy, like Panama Red or, that you got from Panama. Tie stick that was wrapped in silk. Those days. God, those days were so long gone. That, yeah, you roll up a joint and you get down to that seed that you missed that's in the joint and it pops and it goes whoop, right down in your bra. Owie, 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 owie. Because they're always close together down there. My cleavage always touching. So I get to burn down there. So I always hated that. I always hated the seed that pops and goes down your bra. Oh, I got a good way for you. There's easy way to clean your bong. You got Tide and you've got Cascade and you've got hot water. That's all you need. Put a squirt of a squirt of Dawn dishwashing liquid in your bong. Take a Cascade pod. It's the whole pod. You put the whole pod in the bong top, and then you pour hot water in. The hot water melts the Cascade. It has a chemical reaction with the Dawn. It starts fizzing and foaming, and it will literally just fizz and foam all that tar and crap right out of your bong. You don't have to scrub it. You don't have to do anything. You just let it sit, and it'll do it all by itself. Easy, real easy. And then you rinse it, and it tastes good. It doesn't have the funny aftertaste like if you use. A lot of people will use rubbing alcohol and salt. I hate that because I can taste the alcohol. I can taste the rubbing alcohol. I do a lot of artwork with rubbing alcohol, so I actually, with my synesthesia, I'll go through periods where I smell and taste alcohol, rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol a lot. And then like PD, gel, polygel. No, we don't for polygel. You don't use any rubbing alcohol. No. So yeah. I saw that on YouTube. You want to know how to do anything? Look it up on YouTube. Yeah, it's supposed to be it was a TikTok hack. Back when COVID first started, you had a hard time getting your hands on rubbing alcohol and bleach to clean your bong with. So then somebody came up, found out that the Tide mixed with Cascade. First off, if you mix Tide and Cascade together in just room temperature water, it will build the chemical reaction, those two soaps together. That tells you how bad those soaps are for the environment. They actually produce a heat all on their own. So when you add hot water to those two, it just, all that sticky, gooey tar just lets go and it floats out to the surface. I know. How did we make it without YouTube University? It's my favorite place to go for help. Oh, I've learned how to do so many things on there. I get to learn how to put oil in my brand new chainsaw so that I can go use it. Had to buy chainsaw oil and all that stuff to go with it. So I'm a girl. I don't know these things. That's a tool I'm not familiar with. Now, if it was a drill or a jigsaw or a circular saw or a table saw, yeah. All of those I'm really bad at using. I always cut everything too short, no matter how many times I measure. Always cut it too short. And I know I always cut it too short. So you think I would try to compensate? Never works. Never works. So I just let my carpenter friends do the carpenter part. I can do drywall. I can do electrical. I can do plumbing. I can sweat pipe. Like I said, I used to make jewelry. I used to make silver jewelry. So yeah, I learned how to use silver solder a long time ago. So I learned how to solder. I learned that solder runs away from the heat, not to the heat. So if you want it to seal your pipes, you got to make sure that, since it runs away from the heat, yeah, you got to make sure all your parts are hot, but yet at the same time cool enough to stick. It's fun. Or you don't even think about it. You can do hair. Yes, you do. You do hair and you do nails. It's just beautiful nails. That's why I'm waiting for you to get your channel going. She's also does cards and she's a medium. RPD Connects. She's my new friend. Yeah. Well, I was going to cut mine. Well, I did actually. I did the old put it up on top of the head ponytail. And there was the long scraggly pieces. I just cut them all off so that they were all the same. And then when I let it down, it came all layered and looks fine. It works. I'm sure that if I were to come to see you, you would be going, "You cut your own hair, didn't you?" Yep. I wasn't going to go out and about to do that. So. But I should now. Oh, you got a hair dye question flowing? Because I'm wanting to do purple and blue, but I don't want to do purple and blue at my house because I don't want a purple and blue shower. So I'm going to go pay to have it done. That'll be about $7,520. That's not cheap because I want an ombre purple to blue, purple to dark midnight blue. I saw that. A woman was getting that done at Supercuts one time. And I'm like, of all places, Supercuts. Yeah. Hi, Teresa TK. How are you, darling? Yeah, Stoney cuts his own. Yeah, he cuts his own hair, but they don't respond. He cuts his hair. He cuts his hair with a Sharpie. Takes his hat off, draws 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and then he puts his glasses up here, and then he talks to us. And we kid him because he looks like George Carlin when he does that. Oh. Yeah. Half will match. It won't matter. I'm glad you're good, Teresa. We've been having a lot of fun laughing and giggling in here today. It's good to see you guys. Gosh, I missed you so much. You're like my family. I mean, my friends. Trying to decide. I want to have a Halloween party. But I think a bunch of other people are talking about having Halloween parties too. So we might just have to have a progressive Halloween party. Have everybody go live, and then the chatters can just go from one live stream to the next. And just have it one progressive big Halloween party. I think that would be a lot of fun. It'd be interesting to see who all would participate in that. You'll come? Oh, I know you'll come. You're like me. There's a party where? Let's go. She and I kid each other. If we lived in the same town, we'd need to have a nice savings account for bail money. Because we'd be always in trouble. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I can tell you with my hair with the different colors, because I have so much silver hair. Every time we've ever done the color, we've stripped it. So I start out with totally white, complete white hair. I want to put in the bright colors. And after a while, you can't do that a whole lot because after a while, your hair will get where it won't accept color. You strip it too much, right? In women's prison, wait. What? Bar hopping? Wait, like bar hopping in a women's prison? What am I missing here? Wait a minute. What? You never know what's going to happen in this chat. You're not stripping? Okay. I guess that'll leave it to me then. I'll get up on the table. Oh my goodness, that was so funny on Maya's birthday party. Someone we were playing Truth or Dare in the panel. Katie, have you ever taken anything from a store? Yeah, candy bar. And my mother made me take it back. I never stole anything again. Oh boy, was I embarrassed. My mom was really good about shit like that. Yeah, she made me take it in the store and explain how I took it and everything. I was so embarrassed. Oh, I wanted to die. Well, I thought I had, to be honest. A candy bar. Come on, it's just a candy bar. All I could think of was, oh, come on, Mom, it's only a quarter. Candy bar for a quarter. Remember those days? I remember when you could get a big hunk for 15 cents. And they were great, big, really chewy candy bars because they were taffy nougat with almonds in them. We used to get those. We'd go on a picnic and load up with Jolly Ranchers and Big Hunk. And then you had candy to eat all day long. You think I took the cash register? Why mess with a candy bar when you can take the whole store? I just locked the door. Oh, we have a thing here in Tucson that if you walk in the store, you might not even know the person, but two people walk in the store at the same time, and one of them is a minor and one of them is not a minor. The one who is not a minor goes to buy alcohol. They can require, before they can sell you the alcohol, that minor show also that came in, because they came in the door with you at the same time. They got to show their ID too for you to buy wine, even if you are over 21. This couple's at a Circle K here in Tucson. Now this went viral on YouTube as a YouTube Reels, or YouTube Short, whatever. I always get those two confused. Instagram, one's Reels and one's Shorts. Anyway, they do the same thing. And these people that were the clerks at the Circle K, this guy walks in at the same time as a young girl. I mean, he walked in one door and she walked in the other. You know, Circle K has two doors. They didn't know each other from Adam. They would not sell him wine because the girl left on her bicycle. They needed to see her ID to make sure he wasn't buying wine for her. She left on her bicycle. She wasn't even there anymore. And they wouldn't. And he says, well, can I come back tomorrow then and buy it? And he's like, no, we won't sell it to you because you walked in the door with that girl. But I don't know that girl. Well, we don't know you don't know that girl. And then these two clerks take the 4 bottles of wine, and instead of taking them and putting them back in the back room or wherever, back on the shelf, they put them down under the counter. Me have a feeling them bottles of wine were going to walk out of there that night without getting paid for by a couple of clerks. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, Judge Dredd. Yeah, I know, it makes no sense at all. No sense. It is a city ordinance here, though. You walk into a store and by law, they're supposed to card every person that's with you. But when I first moved here, you couldn't buy alcohol on Sundays before 12 o'clock. So almost a dry state. Not like that now. Hell, we got legal marijuana now. Back in those days, it was Merle Haggard, Ogie from Muskogee. We don't smoke marijuana, wacky tobacco. Ooh. You got to bounce? Well, you know what? I need to too, because it's over 2 hours. And I don't want to go over 2 hours very far because there's other people who are live too that I like to watch. And so I know my wonderful family here like to watch too. So you guys, thank you. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Oh my gosh, tomorrow night should be so much fun with Danny. Oh, Stony, you got to come back. Danny, I was telling you about him. He used to be a professional scuba diver, dude. He's got a really funny sense of humor and just all around really, really good guy. Everybody who knows him in this tarot love community, we all love our Danny Shea. He's a neat guy. So I am so excited that he's going to come hang out with me for an hour tomorrow night. So you guys, we'll see you tomorrow night at 5, right back here, Lightworkers Roundtable. And you have a wonderful night, a wonderful afternoon. It's not that late, is it? It's only, 2, 3 o'clock, 2:30. I'm going to go and see if I can make me a cheeseburger. Sounds kind of good. I'm kind of hungry. It's been a while since I had breakfast. So you guys, be kind to one another. And I know it's hard, but be kind to those that aren't kind to you. And if you can't be kind to them, talk to the hand and walk away. just turn around and walk. Don't engage, just turn around and walk. I will be so nice when we don't have to do that anymore. And that time's coming because we're at this time of the number 9, completion, fruition. Well, it's actually not quite completion yet. It's attainment, fruition, and fulfillment. And that's where we are right now. And you can feel it, can't you? I sure can. Because it's fun to watch these GQ people squirm. Watching them squirming, going, oh. Especially now since that guy from the state of New Mexico, who was involved in this insurrection, was kicked out of office. The state of New Mexico says, nope. 14th Amendment says that if you take part in an insurrection, you cannot hold office. And they yanked him. I don't know. He was a senator or House representative, one of those guys from the state of New Mexico. So now they're looking at some of these other insurrection people that have been very open what they've done, like MTG. State of Georgia. Her part in the state of Georgia might kick her out, but not her district, because they will vote. They voted her back in the primary. So they like her, apparently. You know, every time I hear somebody say that, all I hear is no, those voters didn't vote for her any more than they voted for Mitch McConnell or Lindsey Graham. And I will end on that note. Be kind to yourselves. Self-care, you guys. I love you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye now.